Trazane na dadia. Masa emfo. Saje we ya na moya makeno furata. Suko jina simple se kache se yanko IMF. Editi e na so nko negotiate with IMF antena wa twene ho.
But I can tell you, as my colleague, Deputy Minister said, we are not going to the IMF. Whatever we do, we are not. The consequences are there. We are a proud nation. We have the resources. We have the capacity. Don't let anybody tell you. Like when Joshua, Caleb, and 10 others went to spy on the promised land. And only 2 of them came to say that we can do it. And the 10 went around the community murmuring, you can't, da 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 da. We are not people of short sight, and we have to move on. Okay? So let's think of us as who we are, a proud, strong people, the shining star of Africa, and we have the capacity to do what we want to do. If only we can speak that one language and ensure that we burden share in the issues.
Papa, shata the fitano ku to Bible. America for see a fun in your papa ya kwasi na tare tuntum. Eh, we ni pa boni for papa America for. Papa we ni say tare fitane ohia. Ma she da fa kwa edi ya kwasi na black. We a big mafia pan America for at the book candidate na kuntum kurunku foriata. Papa in the catch say yanko IMF. Simple so kasem go parliament say ko conferences seminar bia papa yika yani tie na do go kufa do say mane ne IMF and negotiate answer with finance ministry o say one person NPP for na mo de asem kura ni party ba ko pe udi si ha na we aso ha udi ko fa ha na we akwa ni say every blessed day they keep on flip-flopping president la bia boko de chese na fe de o join NPP na ba say no can be names of more calls to be an normal I have no idea. Maybe they had a very special course how to massage the truth, how to confuse people, how to lie massively. That is what they've been teaching them. Most Mahmoud Bawumia saying 58%. Yeah, 58%. Sir, in a second, here we go. Mussa Dankwah so winchi the mode mai. Or say Kennedy Agyapong. Say Kennedy Agyapong. Oh, Kennedy can be penasem kakra. Kennedy see the krata tu nanim. PhD holders no ankai. PhD holders no ankai. Yeso ma wa ni inside. O say asem dompem. Primary school ni so ma o say mekan hwe ya o say photo nko Ken, we sure.
Di document beto. Obia ankai, omo ankai. Nimi say Honorable Brian Champo, Dr. Champo, oko sign, baby, I never said me sign. If it's a one kind, me kura PhD. PhD for me and son. Some of them Ghana. Almost saw paper no more, no more sign. Menso, I say dump him. My degree, qualified by experience. Already documented mamia, and I'm starting say me ready. Me do number 2. As someone can say, Obian sign say party no. Send me an election in Bekobiano. CSCU, Elsa with you too. And I'm saying, I will be painting. Now, we will be 100%, and Hominia 92. In Chumuru, Minya 104, Yamami 14. Bungurugu, Yamami 0, and Sunipa Mienu Baby a dance yes or Motoma. When you see, what's the document you bet you many say? Men sign. It's a men sign. If you don't correct a new media, a court you are making Kennedy Agyapong the main sign. Not a cratch for one sign. Say no more World Bank could check tea. No World Bank could check tea. No more sign. No more death warrant.
Ken, with it, when quite Ken, why are there? PhD holders, any an engineer at the hall. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, a PhD holder. Dr. Bawumia Agyapong a PhD holder. Dr. Duchum a PhD holder. Kennedy Agyapong an engineer. Kennedy Agyapong unko babia. Ya de krata beto manim oman kai. Yes, it's to the point say Alaji Dr. Bawumia kwa no o sign Dr. Duchum de na say beji fini say madam fo. Oh ni abana unhu ade. Na bogede kwa na daddy man na fuse nko. So it took only honorable Kennedy Agyapong who saw say krata we amda beto manim me menti ase o. Na fi the NPP pay for no we ti menti ase say Ken oya de. Na Mussa Dankwah so kwa we just say 28%. 20% de how you if I job en ko nti Mussa Dankwah say NPP post no what do tom Kennedy Agyapong benya saying Mamudu Bawumia benya saying na mbama Musa.
Hi, good evening. My name is Mussa Dankwah, Global Info Analytics. Today is 23rd of January 2026, the day we release the final poll and the predictions for the MPP race. Tonight, I'm just giving you a summary of the findings from the poll, and then we can understand how the poll are currently looking, or how the race is currently looking as the campaigns getting ready to wind down. Now, we sampled over 10,100 delegates across the country. Demography-wise, 19% were female, 81% were male delegates. Ages 18 to 24, under 1%. 25 to 34, 12%. 35 to 44, 43%. 45 to 54, 34%. 55 to 64, 9%. And 65 plus, 2%. In terms of education, 43% of the delegates have highest level of qualification to be junior high. 34% have senior high as the highest qualification, and tertiary 12%, and then no formal qualification by 11%. And the sample, 81% of delegates are Christians, and 18% are Muslims, 1% traditional religion and stuff. Now let's look at ethnicity. The Akans were nearly 60%, 59%, More Dagbani 15%, the Evers 8%, Ghana Dangbe 7%, Guans 5%, others 3%, and the rest were just small percentages. Now, we asked them whether they agree with the notion that presenting a candidate for the second time helped the party to win the election. 45% of MPP delegates said they agree that if you bring a candidate twice, it helps them to win. But 23% disagree, that no, it doesn't always suggest so. And 32% were neutral about it. They don't whether agree or disagree. So you can see that by majority of 22%, MPP delegates believe that second chance for a candidate will help that person to win the election. Then we came to favorability rating of the candidate. How favorable do you see candidate? The net score. Bawumia lead the pack with 93%. He leads the pack with 93%. Kennedy, 85%. Brian on 86%. Educhum, 83%. And Kennedy Agyapong, 85% in terms of favorability rating. We did ask them about the qualities they are looking at which will influence them to make a choice with regards to who they will vote for. 23% of them said they want somebody who can win the election for MPP. 70% want somebody who can care about the crowd, or who will care about the grassroots. 16% want somebody who can bring change. Another 16% want somebody who can unite the MPP. And 11% want somebody who is trustworthy. And somebody who is humble is 8%. And other factors other than these ones we've given 7%. But 2% are saying that they want somebody who can fight, a fighter. So overall, when we ask them how they intend to vote, what we call the headline polling numbers using committed voters model, Bawumia on 48%. Kennedy Agyapong on 25%, Bawumia Agyapong 6%, 1%, Educhum and then near zero for Kennedy Agyapong. But 21% of them said they would not disclose. They have decided, but they won't tell us who they would vote for. So 21%. Now, if you look at 21%, it's a huge number. If you add 21% to Kennedy's number, he goes to 46. All the 21, he goes to 46. If you add 21 to Brian, he gets 27. If you add that to Educhum, he gets 22. If you add all the 21 to Bawumia, he gets what? 69. But we're not saying that he's going to get 69. But what we are saying here is that per this poll, Bawumia just need 2% to cross to 50% plus 1. Just 2%. So from this 21, if he gets 2%, he's home and dry. Now, the regional breakdown shows that Bawumia is leading in all the 16 regions except Central region and Volta region, where Kennedy leads in those areas. So Bawumia has a complete, almost sweep across the country, except Central region and Volta region. Now, if you say that in the case of runoff, who would you vote for? Bawumia actually crossed to 51%. Ken, 26%. 23% will say they will not disclose. So here again, Bawumia is already above 50% runoff. So even if you give all the 23% to Kennedy, he doesn't get 50% plus 1. That is the reality today from the polls. Now, remember we told you about neighbors effect. The neighbors effect model is we just ask people, who do you think your friends are voting for? Is it Kennedy, Bawumia, or who? In the friends or the neighbors model, the friends are saying that 62% of them believe that their friends are voting for Bawumia. 32% of them believe their friends are voting for Kennedy. 5% think that they are voting for Brian. 1% for Educhum. So you see that the neighbors effect is giving us a different outcome from what we give you as 48% and so on and so forth. The neighbors effect simply means that people are willing to discuss what their friends are going to do, but they won't tell you what they want to do themselves. So we are using the back door to understand who they think their friends are voting for. Now, if you look at the race in the face of last election, 81% of people who voted for Bawumia in the last election are still voting for him again, 81%. But 9% of Bawumia supporters in 2023 have come to Kennedy, 9%. 6% has gone to Brian Agyapong. 4% said they will not disclose. Then when it comes to Kennedy, 11% of people who voted for Kennedy last time are voting for Bawumia, 11%. 81% are voting for him. So 81 for Bawumia, voting for him again, 81 for Brian Kennedy, voting for him again. So they are square in terms of that. But Bawumia has gotten more people from Ken, leaving Ken to vote for him than leaving him to vote for Ken. 11 minus 9 is 3. That's 3 advantage. But 5% of Ken people are voting for Brian. 5%. Now, when you look at those who voted for Dainiwo, 20% are voting for Bawumia, 40% will vote for Kennedy Agyapong, and another 40% will vote for Educhum. Now, if you look at those who voted for Afri Akoto, very few people, but those few people, they are all voting for Dr. Yao Educhum. But among those who did not vote in the last primaries, delegates who didn't vote, Bawumia is on 48%, Kennedy on 23%, and 27% said they are undecided. So you can see that those who didn't vote, their race is similar to the main race. Now, we did ask them about the qualities that they are looking for in a candidate, and then we asked them who would they vote for. So for those who say humble, Bawumia is leading 67%, 21%. Those who say trustworthy, Bawumia 45, Ken 32. Fighter, Bawumia 25, Ken 62. Caring for can bring change, 51 Bawumia, 26 Ken. Care for grassroots, Bawumia 42, Ken 30. Can win 2020 election, Bawumia 47, Ken 24. Can unite MPP, Bawumia 45, Ken 16. And those who are using other factors, Bawumia 45 and Ken 11%. So on that score, on every quality criteria, Bawumia is leading Ken. Ken is only leading among those who say fighter. Now, using all this data analysis, we then decide to give our projections based on what we know, at the end of the day, will Bawumia get 48? Will Ken get 25? Will Brian get 5% or 6%? Now, from what we have done in the model, we are seeing that Bawumia could be on 57%, Kennedy 28%, Brian 13%, Edichum 2%, and Agyapong near zero. Why has Brian gone up? In the last few days, we've seen Kennedy Agyapong losing grounds, and Brian is the one benefiting. Brian shouldn't be at 13%, but he is now on 13% in the model because he's gaining numbers from Bawumia. Now, on the election day, we'll see which one will.
Dabi, I deal with them in Jindi. Kennedy Agyapong pa beko kunya less than 30% there. Minjindi Ken. Is it Bawumia by we
I've never seen a liar like our former flag bearer.
But it's over we know so. Now where is we know that saying there some never bow. Ken dear potting where also a liar.
I've never seen a liar like our former flag bearer on earth. He's a liar. Say, Edubuahin, one contested because not Oya.
There be no Dubuahin and Yare because you don't want to win a allergy, Dr. Bawumia. Mussa Dankwah I have some more. Kennedy Agyapong pa kunya 20-70% there. Por ado mochire tonyo mai.
Sa noe juma kamfo.
See, next also support allergy Dr. Bawumia. Sa. Abo papon. Bomu to kurumai.
Dr. Bawumia Diane is a different candidate with a huge baggage. A huge baggage. MPP kasi ebe correct ya. It will take us another years. Is it not the same Dr. Bawumia? And on my obeka chire say 2024 ya the same form you and you go elections. Me wa.
That's right.
Na se tu abama same ni ba ko it will take so many years. This is a huge statement. MPP delegate.
Oraho.
I am PP delegate.
Oraho.
I am sad.
Ade.
I feel Dr. Bawumia want to fanfool the MPP.
Obeso di mo feel.
They be all fanfool ye. Because I said
fanfool dey am tenase am akwa we fanfool mo we. That is the honest truth. NPP for tenase am allergy Dr. Bawumia I am kokoro de John because akwa we Ghana ni bi anywhere obeto abama no. Back in the Kennedy Agyapong so kwa about to we now lose party Ken. I'll be very disappointed in Kennedy Agyapong. It means I can why you wadwuma ye. Kura. But what the monk to about I think say na okay. At the end of the day, no, say Ken lose here. I'll come back and tell Ken why he lost. Because nanka born that was a Ken, a month from William Kukuru, and Tiasie. And or then I'm saying Ken na man also oil, no so gallon, no so buru, no say, hey Ken, the way say the kwa batwo. Tiati, Dr. Bawumia. Hey, akwana you shaggy.
I've never seen a liar like our former flag bearer.
But Tobo about to say what was in 1 week. Ken Tobo when you akwa anyway 1 week na anata hero me boa amen kai ta hero message na afede enko yenim na Ken de Ken pa Mussa Dankwah house wanya de o do ma kwa 30% kakwa na Ken fa nkutwi ni samba I say Ken ujo wonum too much Ken or black too much we are some Ken Agyapong a bokagu Ken ya boka yay we are bright you have a there with us I are there bright I are there Ken a bokagu but saka we pass a Ken tenase pa kobo and kwasi aka we there me very disappointed in Ken papa because why wouldn't say akwa yin kan okore you see a bottom top approach na Ken what na see din na what you see ama akwa we ba be use ya hey Dr. Bawumia onye nipa akwa no wo ye ne den kwa obedi tro nipa pa ni anyway we for this the debate with the munufi nti mo ma ye nko ye ni na and we been sem no dey air dawson Ebacho munim. Ntomo bakakara.